Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to BADL and the first official competition. We are gonna head straight into qualifying. On the start line now we have Syme. He's gonna be doing 2 runs and he's gonna be given a score, onto which he will be placed on the bracket for the top 16. Alright, Syme's lined up. And we are go for the first runs of tonight. The commentary won't be that exciting for the qualifying, but we'll pick up the pace once we get to the battles. Syme doing a very sturdy job there. Transitioning to that long turn, and there we are, over the line. That's the first run done. Why is Syme out of his car?
Oh God, I knows.
Alright, his second and last qualifying run, here we go. Very nice through the U-bend there. Keeping it very tidy. Oh, nice wide line there, that's what we like to see. And there we are, over the line. As we wait for our next driver. And here we are with our next driver coming up to the line, A3. And we are green. Very good initiation. And he keeps going. Alright, A3 second run. Keeping it tight before that scoring zone. Nice initiation, going a bit too wide over the U-bend there. Very nice touch and go. Keeping it on a center track, going up to that long corner. Overall, very clean run. Good job. Next driver up is Mateus. Gotta get that livery on. Oh. Going hard into that U-bend. Definitely going through the wall there at that touch and go. Bit uneven going into the long corner, but he keeps it on track. There we are. Alright, Mateus' second run. I'm really liking the livery. Obviously, we have a lot of drivers from NEDT taking part here tonight. Seems to be something in the water over at NEDT. They have a lot of talented drivers. Nice touch and go there. Bit of a jitter at the middle there, but there we are over the line. Alright, next up we got Waffle. Very sturdy into the tube bend. And there we are. Waffle's Mustang was actually used for the banner for ignition. Alright, let's see that second run. Keeping it tight to the bend. Very nice touch and go. Staying on the sideline there. And there we are over the line. next up we have S13, aka Cooler.
Sure.
Bit of lag there for me. I can really tell that S13 has been practicing this track religiously. Oh my goodness. Here we are. Yeah, he's lagging so hard. This is looking more like a PowerPoint presentation at this point. This run is being judged picture by picture. Oh, that is awful. Yeah. That's unfortunately a 0 there for his second run.
I don't think he knows that. Oh my god. Someone's hit internet is on the thing dropping.
Alright, next up we have Lipme in that 180SX, another NEDT member.
Another one.
Very good initiation. Nice big swing there. Over to that touch and go. Oh! Puts it in the wall on that last corner. Alright, let's see that second run. Let's hope he keeps it safer on the long turn. And there we are over the line. Good job. Next up we have Goofy.
Representing. No, actually, no. That is a public over and it's fine.
Oh, don't mind me, stream. I'm gonna have to be on mute for a little bit. ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the qualifying. Once we get back to you all, we are gonna start the battles once we have set up the bracket. So don't go anywhere, we'll see you soon. Berserk Apex Drift League is presented by... Have you ever found yourself driving like an absolute maniac? Uh-oh, this won't be good. Wowza! I wonder what our insurance agent has to say about this.
We don't cover that.
Ha! I wonder why. Let's see that again in slow motion. Jeez, that must have hurt.
Yeah, we definitely don't cover that.
BADL car insurance. Drift at your own risk.
Introducing the BADL Helmet Cam. With the breathtaking clarity of a monstrous 420p.
Florian, pass auf die Brücke auf! Florian, pass auf die Scheiße! Florian, zieh zu, dass du die Lenker wieder runterbekommst! Lass dir was einfallen, verdammt! Florian!
BADL Helmet Cam. Experience the panic.
Man, I got comp in 5 minutes and I'm tired as hell. What am I gonna do?
Here, try this.
I mean, sure, I guess. Oh, mama. Matthews Go-Go Juice. Totally legal. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the bracket has been made. We originally had 16 drivers signed up for Ignition, but we sadly we lost a few and we are down to 12. Which means that we will have 4 buy runs. This being a game, we're not actually gonna show those buy runs, we're just gonna go straight to the next ones. So we'll have the 2 first drivers ready in a short bit here. Alright, so first up in the top 16 we have Mateus versus Lipme. Mateus is leading. Alright, if we are ready, hit the lights in 3, 2, 1, let's send it! Block! Alright, we are starting at the scoreline there. Ooh. Very, very tight proximity from Lipme there. As they transition over to the long turn, Lipme dialing it back just a little bit. And there we are over the line. Alright people, let's keep it clean. Second run. And we are green, let's go! Mateus keeping a much safer distance. Going in a little bit at that transition. Very good mirroring right there. As they transition to the final corner, Mateus falling back a little bit. And there we are over the line. We are waiting for the verdict. Alright, we have 1 vote, 2 votes for Mateus. And a 1 more time. That meaning Mateus goes on to the top 8. Alright, rolling up to the line now. We have Waffle versus No Limitants. Waffle will lead. Those S chassis dominating the field like usual. Alright, we are ready. We are agreed. We are going. Let's see it! Waffle keeping it tidy as always. Very good mirroring from No Limitants there. Not letting him get away as they transition over that touch and go. Bit of hesitation from No Limitants, but catching up all the better. Nice transition there going to the final corner. No Limitants sacrificing a little bit of line to try and catch up. And there we are over the line. Alright, battle 2. Ready? Fight! Waffle on his door straight from the get-go into that U-bend. Good proximity there, going a little bit over the line. Very nice transition going into there. Not really seeing that mirroring we're after, but... Oh, there we have it. Good transition going to the last corner. No one really going wide here now that we're not in qualifying anymore. Oh! Waffle may have had a bit of a hiccup there. And No Limitants takes the win, moving on to the top 8.
Excuse me. AMS needs to join.
Alright, we're waiting for a driver. Stand by, people. That's my best impression of elevator music for you guys. We should have hired a mariachi band to come in and play at these moments.
We should have.
And we have word that the driver is in. And there we have AMS. Now, next up, we will have Blint versus AMS. I believe Blint will lead. Oh, AMS will lead. Alright. Now here we have two of the more notorious competitive drivers of Berserk. Both have seen each other in the field before. And we are ready. In 3, 2, 1, let's set it! Block! Flint going in a bit of a wider pattern already from the start there. Sacrifice a bit of line to catch up to MS, but right on his door there for a bit. As we transition going over to that touch and go. Flint hammering to try to catch up. A lot of angle there from both drivers. Transitioning to that last turn. Oh! Another one bites the dust. Man, that transition going to that last wall, that can really mess you up. That is unfortunate. Alright, second half. AMS is gonna have to make a major mistake now if Flint's gonna have a chance. Wider line there for Flint again, going into that U-bend. AMS being really aggressive. Oh! Maybe a bit too aggressive, but no major mistakes so far. Staying off of that wall, that's good. And there we are over the line. And we have 3 votes for AMS. AMS moves on to the top 8. Alright, next up we have Syme versus Carbon. Syme is leading. Alright, those lights are going green. Syme kicks it off. That BMW seems to struggle a little bit with speed. Carbon keeping a very respectable distance. Absolutely some good mirroring here. This is what we like to see. Alright, we kept it clean, gentlemen. Alright, now as we change it around, Carbon will lead and Syme will give chase. Ladies and gentlemen, if we are ready, let's send it! Syme keeping a much tighter proximity. Some very good mirroring from Syme here as well. Oh, dropping offline a little bit. Bit of a hesitation and a correction there from Syme. Oh! He may have missed that zone entirely. Doing all he can to keep up with that BMW. And there we are over the line. Alright, we have one more for Carbon. One more time, and Carbon takes the win. Alright, now moving on to the second half of this, where we will see the 4 drivers who got by runs. They are gonna drive against the winners of the previous battles. And we have the lag man himself,
Oh my god.
S13, aka Cooler, going up against Mateus. Let's hope he has that PowerPoint presentation dialed in for this one. He seems to be having quite some lag. Alright, the lag maestro is rolling up to the line. Alright, I want a clean fight, gentlemen. Lag or no lag. Let's go! Oh! S13 seems to have, he's in Narnia right now, it would appear. Just being left completely in the dust. We are definitely doing a retake of that. Yeah, that is just not... That's not gonna work, mate. Judges are currently laughing their ears off. Aye, 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 aye. No. It's very typical. The person who's been practicing the most is having the most issues. What is going on? Alright, technical difficulties are to be expected. But I've not seen anything quite like this yet. Let's hope he's able to complete a run. We are ready. And we are go. Oh my goodness. This is reminding me of the of what cars used to look like in Roblox in 2010. Wow. It's the stutter run. Absolutely incredible. What a viewer experience this must be. And there we are. Somehow, miraculously, we are over the line. I'm betting S13's computer is currently sounding like a jet aircraft trying to take off. Alright, let's see if we are able to wrap up this match. For the second half of that round, let's go. Oh my goodness. Somehow still being able to be on this door without lag. That is amazing. I don't even know how to commentate on this. This is just incredible. Wow. And there we are over the line. I'm curious as to how they're gonna judge this one. We are waiting for the call. Yeah, the judges are saying that is completely unjudgeable. We're gonna have to see a rerun of that without the lag. If S13 is unable to complete a run without that lag, we're just gonna have to move on without him, sadly. Alright, we are up to the line again. We hope and pray. Oh, no. It is still equally bad. I'm just gonna keep quiet during this and let it unfold. We suggest that S13 upgrades from a toaster to a computer by next comp. Alright, second half once again. Still being very capable of staying on his door and on that line. Very good mirroring as well. Alright, and there we are over the line. Yeah. Alright, we have 1 vote for Mateus, 2 votes, and a 1 more time. Meaning Mateus moves on. Yeah, it's just not feasible for S13 to be playing with that lag. Moving on to the next battle. Next battle, we have A3 versus No Limitants. Hopefully no PowerPoint presentation run this time. Attempted kidnapping of my judge there. Alright, the battle of the NEDTs. Let's send it! Oh, very nice to see. No lag. Oh! And A3 shuts it down. That is gonna be a legal pass there for No Limitants. Okay. Oh! As long as No Limitants keeps it dialed on this, he will be safe. Good initiation, getting on that scoring line through the U-bend. Big overrun there from A3. Bit of a stutter. Transitioning to that touch and go. Nice and wide there. And no one bites the wall. And there we are over the line. That was quite obvious, but we'll still wait for the call. Yep, No Limitants moves on. Might need to wake up the drivers. Oh, there we go. having a bit of a pause waiting for one of the judges. Some interesting turns of events here. Obviously, I know all of the drivers that we have in here, and a lot of unexpected events happening. Drivers are already on the line, revving their cars to the moon as we wait for the judge. We have Sigani versus AMS. Sigani will lead. Once again, AMS and Sigani, two very well-known competitive drivers in the community of Berserk. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's see it! Expecting something good here. Seems to be a trend there with BP Customs. Oh! And obviously, every initiation zone is also a decel zone, so that fault would go to AMS for overtaking. Obviously, some drivers have worse ping than others, and having to adapt to that desync isn't the easiest. But it's like we've been saying with BADL from the very get-go, is that we are gonna focus heavily on mirroring and line more than proximity, just because of the way that desync works. Alright, we're just waiting for AMS to pull up again. Alright, we are back in for the second half of that round. If we are ready, let's send it! Big swing there from AMS. Sigani taking that door early on, sacrificing a little bit of line to get back on that door, but no overtake as we saw. Bit of a hesitation there on that inside. Doing a nice job of catching up, sacrificing a little bit more of line. Really fighting to keep up with AMS there. But we kept it clean and we are over the line. And we have two one more times against one win for AMS there. Let's see that again. Alright, here we are, one more time. AMS versus Sigani. Let's keep it clean, guys. Let's go. AMS seems to be keeping it a little bit safer. No, same overtake. We have seen a lot of drivers struggle with the initiation, the U-bend, and that first few zones on this map. It is very tricky with that desync. There we are, over the line. Alright, hopefully, for the final time tonight, Sigani versus AMS. Oh. Alright, if we are ready. of a bump there, but we are before the scoring zone, so that doesn't matter. A lot of line sacrifice from Sigani there at the initiation, but he's keeping it overall clean. Almost straightens there going to the transition. Oh! And there we are over the line. We have one, we have two, and we have 3 votes for AMS. AMS moves on. Alright, getting to the final 2 drivers of this side of the bracket. We have Goofy and Carbon. Now Carbon's gonna have to really pick up that pace with that BMW if he's gonna have a chance to follow up with Goofy. He's a very fast driver, and here we are! Goofy goes wide before initiation. Very nice entry there. Good reaction from Carbon. Sacrificing a bit of line there. Trying to keep up. Carbon falling far behind. And there we are over the line. Alright, here we are, second run. Carbon spins the tires with that BMW. Very, very aggressive entry there. Goofy doing a nice job of keeping up. Lot better on that proximity. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Wow. That was quite a second half of that run. Let's hear what the judges have to say. And Goofy takes the win. Moving on to the semi-finals. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are done with that side of the bracket. Now we are going to have the semi-finals, which will be the top 4. Then we'll have the battle for 3rd place. And, of course, finally, the finals. Alright, first up here in the semi-finals, we have Mateus versus No Limitants. Now remember, the losers of the top 4 battles will be in the battles for 3rd place. If we are ready, ready. If we are ready, ladies and gentlemen, let's send it! Very good start there from both drivers. No limitants catching up. Going very wide and aggressive in there. Good transition. Bit of an overcorrection there from Mateus. Almost wiping himself out on the inside. No limitants there on the inside. Sacrificing a bit of line to catch up to Mateus again. Oh! That was pretty much at the finish line, I think. Alright, we're good, we're good. Alright, second half. Let's send it! Mateus getting right on that there early on. Oh! Not quite sure what happened there, but we're rolling with it. We are rolling with it. We are rolling through that touch and go, transitioning over to the fast bit. Bit of a jitter there for both drivers. Almost going into the wall there, Mateus. And there we are over the line. It's getting action-packed now, people. Alright, we have 1, we have 2, we have 3 votes for Mateus. Mateus moves on to the finals. Obviously meaning no limitants will be in the battle for 3rd place. Moving on.
AMS and Goofy.
Now, next up, we have a battle between 2 absolute forces of nature, AMS and Goofy. I know these 2 have been practicing a lot together. They sort of adapt the same driving style and technique. This is gonna be an interesting one. AMS versus Goofy. Cheech and Chong. I can't say that. Alright, AMS on the line. Alright, ladies and gentlemen of Flock, of the audience, are we ready to see this? Let's send it! On an absolute dialed line there, both drivers. Goofy going a little tighter on that line. Very good transition. Goofy reacting to that aggressiveness of AMS on that touch and go. Goofy is just not phased by AMS's moves as they transition to the fast corner. No one's going in the wall tonight. And there we are over the line. This is what we like to see, people. Alright, rolling it back now. Goofy going in that lead position. Alright, the Battle of the Giants. One more time. Let's see it. Go, go, go. Goofy going on that wider line. Let's see if AMS has learned to stay behind on the U-bend, and he has. Not really mirroring as well as Goofy did, but he is paying attention, no matter. Bit of a wall bump there from AMS. Not really that tight through the touch and go as Goofy was. Transitioning over to the fast corner. AMS in tight chase, trying to keep up with Goofy. And there we are. Who will it be? I heard a bird sing. We have one for AMS. I meant Goofy. Sorry, Goofy. We have 2 for Goofy, and we have 3 for Goofy. Goofy moving on to the finals. AMS gonna be in the battle for 3rd place. Absolutely fantastic show, people. That was amazing. Alright, now, moving straight on, without any hesitation, we will have the battle for 3rd place. Obviously, the winners going forward from this, they will not be announced after the runs. They will be announced at the podium after the comp, together with the with 1st and 2nd place. Now, obviously, AMS coming back to the line for that battle for 3rd place with no limitants in chase. Both of them having passenger princesses. That's what we like to see. Gotta balance out that ballast. Alright, we are nearly done for tonight. This is the battle for 3rd. Who will it be? We have a missed start. AMS's engine might have exploded already. Pushing that car too hard. Alright, battle for 3rd. Hit those lights. In 3, 2, 1, let's send it! Block! Seeing that same clean line and entry from AMS. His consistency is just absolute. Oh, and no limitants. Falls far behind. Big overcorrection, and he may have just spun out there. I didn't quite see. No limitants doing everything in his power to catch up. He is not giving up. I can still hear him back there. And he's still there in Shaw. And there we are over the line. Man, you gotta hand it to him. Like, that's just a champion mindset. They're like, never give up. Always, like, even if you know you're gonna lose, just put on a show, get out there. We're all here to get better. Alright, final run. Let's go! Very tight inside there from No Limitants. Keeping it on track in that U-bend. AMS still not holding back even though he could. Putting on an absolutely heater of a show. No Limitants really loving to go close on those insides. And there we are over the line. And a big bump there from No Limitants. Bump of celebration. Alright, since we have no votes for one more time, we do have a winner selected for 3rd place, which will be announced at the podium. Now, before we go into the finals, we're gonna have a short commercial break. We'll be right back with you people. Thank you for tuning along. Berserk Apex Drift League is presented by... Have you ever found yourself driving like an absolute maniac? Uh-oh, this won't be good. Wowza! I wonder what our insurance agent has to say about this.
We don't cover that.
Ha! I wonder why. Let's see that again in slow motion. Jeez, that must have hurt.
Yeah, we definitely don't cover that.
BADL car insurance. Drift at your own risk. Introducing the BADL Helmet Cam. With the breathtaking clarity of a monstrous 420p.
Florian, pass auf die Brücke auf! Florian, pass auf die Scheiße! Florian, wie flott du den LKW herunterbekommst! Lass die Wasser einfallen, verdammt!
it, Cam. Experience the panic.
Man, I got comp in 5 minutes and I'm tired as hell. What am I gonna do?
Here, try this.
I mean, sure, I guess. Oh, mama.
Matthews Go-Go Juice. Totally legal.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. You join us now as we are about to see the final 2 drivers of tonight. Getting those tires nice and warm. We have Mateus in the lead, with Goofy close by in chase. The final showdown of tonight. Ladies and gentlemen of Block 3, 2, 1, let's send it! Very nice initiation there from both drivers. Goofy, absolutely perfect mirroring right up until that transition. Moving to the wall. A bit of an hesitation from Mateus, going to that touch and go. Goofy absolutely not phased at all by Matthias's moves. Transitioning over to that fast corner. No one's going into the wall. We're keeping it absolutely dialed, and there we are. And now we will see these 2 drivers go against each other one final time. Let's go! Wide line there from Goofy going into the initiation. Very nice job from Mateus there mirroring. Good transition on that inside. Oh! Oh! Getting a little bit too aggressive there maybe. As we move to that final outside zone. Yowza! And there we are. Alright, we have no word from the judges that we will see a one more time, so we do have a winner. Stand by for podium, people. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we arrive at the podium and the final calls of tonight. We have seen it all tonight. We have seen absolutely outlandish lag, reminding us more of a PowerPoint presentation than than a drift run. We've seen crashes, we've seen mistakes, we've seen some absolutely amazing driving. I have waited so long to finally be able to pull off this launch competition for BADL, and I am so proud of you all. It has been an absolute joy to take part in and to host this for you guys. So, without further ado, I present to you a driver well known to us from before. Taking third place tonight, AMS! And now for the big one. Your first place winner here tonight. And the first official battle competition winner. Goofy! I want to thank all the drivers, I want to thank the staff, I want to thank the judges, the designers, all of the people who have made this possible and to make our vision come true. You can expect a lot more from us going forward, especially going into the next comp and the official championship season that BADL's gonna host. We will have instant replay cams from the drone perspective after every run, so that it will be easier for the audience to analyze the runs as well. Now I am just lost for words right now. I cannot even think of a single more thing to say as an announcer other than thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.